The single most repulsive trait within men is a lack of self-awareness. Somebody who really misreads social situations. When it's time to be quiet, they are loud. When it's time to be relaxed and calm, they are excited and over the top. It is something that I take great personal issue with and winds me up on a consistent basis whenever I am around these sorts of people. But look, the reason for this video today is to get this message across to you guys so that hopefully you can learn how to behave in certain situations and how not to look like the guy who is just socially oblivious to any sort of cues. He doesn't know how to behave in situations appropriately. When he's in front of important people, he's just acting like a goof and a clown. I want to make this video today so that you can avoid making those mistakes. Often, when you are in public places, you are going to be exposed to people who fall into this category. They really don't know how to behave. Or indeed, maybe they just have no care on how they are behaving. They are the type of guys that will run around a shopping center screaming, singing, trying to intimidate people. These sorts of people, they'll be in the gym, they'll be playing loud music, they'll be dancing, they'll be messing around with their mates, giggling, not taking it seriously. You know, just today, I was sat down in the changing room in my gym. I'd just finished a sauna and a good workout, and the mood was calm, it was peaceful. And there was a few of us guys sat in there, you know, just sat on the benches. Come out the sauna, it's a bit, you know, it's a bit sweaty as such, and you just want to sit down and relax and get your breath back. But it was peaceful. Nobody was really making any noise. Everybody was respectful. And then this group of guys walk in, 2 or 3 guys, and they're singing, they're shouting, they're playing their music on full speaker with no thought to what anybody sat in the room previously might think. I think it would be safe to say they didn't really give a shit. And to them, look, that's no problem at all. They're going to carry on with their day. They're going to be singing their music and playing their songs, shouting, screaming, whatever. That's what they were doing. Dancing, messing around, just disrupting the peace. They're going to carry on doing that regardless. However, what will happen in life for those people is that they will find themselves being withdrawn from. People will take a step away from them. Maybe they are about to sign a business agreement with somebody, and just at the last minute, the other person pulls out. Maybe they are getting close to a girl, getting close to a potential partner, and just at the last second, this girl takes a step back and says, no, I'm not interested. And they're sat there when these things are happening to them. And they're questioning, why is this happening to me? You know, everybody always mistreats me. Everybody always walks away from me. Everybody always leaves me. And they're still completely oblivious to the fact that it's because they're a clown. Because they're clowning around and messing around and not adapting to environments that they are entering. And this is a lesson that some people, unfortunately, will never learn. It is so important that when you go into an environment, you blend in. If people do things a certain way, as long as it is morally and ethically aligned with who you are and what you stand for, but if they do things in a certain way, you follow the way they do things. To me, this is just simple etiquette, but for some people, they don't really understand this. Now, the reason you follow norms and values of a particular group or workplace or environment is because they have been established in that way, maybe over a long period of time, and they like things that way. That is the way that they prefer things to be. Now, when somebody comes in and tries to do things a different way and acts in a different way, maybe disrespectfully or like a clown, That puts a target on that person's back. They are going to be talked about in a negative way by the people who were already in that environment. They're going to be looking at this guy, they're going to be saying, you are a clown. Not to his face, maybe directly, but behind his back. They're going to be looking at this guy, they're saying he's not serious. We don't really like the impact he's having. Maybe that leads to a termination or a firing. Or maybe that leads to ostracization, where everybody sort of leaves this guy alone in the corner. When you go into an environment, don't be the overly loud guy who does things differently to the group. Don't be the guy who messes around when he starts a new job and doesn't adapt well to the environment, because nobody takes that guy seriously. In fact, people think that guy is a clown. They already had an established way of doing things in that business. And this guy's going to come in and change that when he's been there a few days and act like a clown and try and rewrite the script. No. He will be out the door before he's got his first week done, if that's the way somebody wants to go and do things. Instead, be the guy who adapts to environments when he enters them. Don't be walking into the gym changing rooms when it's quiet and people are calm with your overly excitable energy. Like an overly excited puppy that maybe goes too far. Like an excited monkey, per se, who just doesn't know how to control himself. No, don't act like that. Just calm. And blend in with environments that you go into. It will serve you so well in life, in relationships, in business. People will trust you more, because they won't be looking at you as this erratic individual with a lack of self-control and a lack of internal discipline. Nobody likes the guy at the office who just can't stop making immature comments. He's looking out the window and he's looking at women on the street and he's saying, oh, she's got a great arse. Look at that. And he's saying, oh yeah, I'd do her. And he's trying to get you involved in it, and he's trying to really push this to the other guys. He's saying, oh, do you want to see this photo of this girl's arse? And you're just trying to get on with your work. There's nothing more repulsive than a guy like that who comes into a professional environment and doesn't adapt to the environment. Now look, with all this said, there's a time and a place for professionalism. There's also a time and a place for fun and laughter within the workplace. I'm a believer of that. But don't be the guy who oversteps the boundaries. This isn't a video to say that I'm anti-fun or anti-jokes and laughter. There are times in the gym that I will have a real laugh and good fun. And maybe I'm in stitches, somebody said something really funny. But you do it at the appropriate times. There's times at work where I will have a few jokes going back and forth. And sometimes it's really funny. But it is timed and it is appropriate. There is a sort of disgusting arrogance to these men in particular who walk around and act in a very loud way. They want everyone to know that they think they own the room. But it doesn't look like they own the room when they act that way. They just look pathetic. They look emotionally weak. And they display very, very poor signs of internal discipline. It doesn't inspire or at least promote the idea of strength when somebody is just loud and acting in this childish, monkey-like manner. It just looks pathetic, and I truly think it is one of the most repulsive, if not the most repulsive traits that a man can have a lack of self-awareness and just being overly loud and not understanding environments before he enters them. To simplify this message, understand your place. Know where you sit at the table, and don't bite the hand that feeds you. Some of you guys are going to get yourself in trouble one day through acting like a clown for, I don't know, laughs or quick thrills, because you are going to bite the hand that feeds you. And maybe one day your boss says, no, I've had enough of this joker. He is not serious. I don't want him on my team. Get him out of here. And then you've not got a job. And then you've got to pay the bills. And then you've got to figure out a way to make more money. Don't put yourself in these silly situations. Now remember what I said. Look, have fun. Nobody likes the guy at work, on the other hand, who is just captain serious. You can't tell a joke to him. You can't have a bit of banter back and forth. It doesn't exist. He's just so rigid. Nobody likes that guy. But please, for goodness sake, if you take one thing from this video, don't be the clown who is just letting the entire room know what he's thinking, what he's feeling, whenever he's feeling or thinking anything. It is a truly, truly disgusting way to act. And it will set you back personally and professionally in so many different aspects. People really, really won't trust you. Look, guys, I think you can probably see that this is something that riles me up personally. I'm really not a very loud person. I think I'm a person who is, or at least who likes to be relaxed and take things at quite a slow and methodological approach. And I think, when some of these people are highlighted to me in public spaces, for example, the gym, for example, maybe in the workplace, for example, maybe when you're walking around your nearest town or city, it really does highlight some of the problems that young men are facing today, that they don't know they are facing. So I wanted to make this video today and just remind you, be cautious of how you act in new environments. Evaluate your actions and genuinely ask yourself, okay, am I ever overstepping the line when I go into new places? If you are, address that. It's not something that's going to help you. Secondly, are you surrounding yourself with people who overstep the line? If you are, address that. It doesn't matter if you're not acting like a clown, if the person you are with is acting like a clown, because guess what? Everyone who sees them is going to see you stood with them and associate you with them, and subsequently associate their behavior with yours. If you don't want to be perceived as a clown, don't hang around with clowns. But look, guys, I hope you took some value from this video today. If you did take some value from this video today, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to my channel for much more from me, and comment your thoughts down below. I'd be really keen to hear what you've got to say. And look, if you guys are interested, I host a free men's Discord community with over 25 guys in there right now making some great progress personally and professionally. And look, if you are on your self-improvement journey and you're looking to make some changes and develop a bit of a supportive network of like-minded young men, feel free to click the link down below, join the community. Once again, it's absolutely free. And look, if you are interested in hopping on a one-to-one coaching call with me, I am offering my coaching services. The link is down below also. All you got to do is click the link, book yourself a slot, and I will see you on the other side. As always, guys, thank you for your time and attention, and I will see you in the next one.